This is Mike, and today is July 20th, 2026. And today we're going to be doing an interesting, pretty quick video about the new Notary Public License Law booklet that was issued and uploaded into the course March 2026. The previous one that we swapped out was January 2023. So we're going to do a comparison of it and tell you the differences, which is valuable information for both existing notaries and people that are studying to take the exam. Okay, so overall, not much change. Both versions are almost identical. The core rules, like the oath fees, powers, and prohibitions, are the same. The main updates are help for veterans, LGBTQ veterans who had to leave the military, and small process tweaks, mostly wording and also around the renewal procedures. Okay, so we're going to also give you an opportunity at the end of this video to reach out with an email, and then we'll send you a copy of this new law. Okay, so the big update number one is easier reappointment for veterans under Executive Law 130. The 2023 version, waiver of exam qualifications requirements for military discharge 1 year after other than dishonorable discharge. So in 2023, if you were discharged, there's lots of different kinds of discharge. We're going to show them to you, the reenlistment codes, but anything but dishonorable, you're okay to renew your notary license within 1 year. And the 2026 version, they expanded the wording. So now the qualifying condition per Veterans Services Law are discharge LGBT veterans per Veteran Services Law, still within 1 year after discharge, other than bad conduct or dishonorable. Why it matters, more veterans can easily renew without extra hurdles. So actually, it doesn't change anything as far as the New York notary law, renewing your notary license within 1 year after discharge. It doesn't matter if you've been in there for 10 years and it was expired for 10 years, they're going to renew it. So the simple takeaway is if you're a veteran with certain situations, the 2026 law gives you extra support or clarity, I would say. It still does the same thing as far as I can tell. Okay, so the whole big issue here is the Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth announced that transgender troops had 30 to 60 days, which is past now, to leave the military or be removed after a victory for the Pentagon ban and the Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court ruled in his favor. There was a big fight about it. So he was allowed to remove them. So a quick comparison table. And 23 law, the veterans reappointment waiver was a basic military discharge expanded to qualifying conditions plus LGBT veterans. And reappointment submission that was county clerk focused. And now, as we've been doing, we renew digitally with the Secretary of State online. Everything else is the same in general. Okay, so reenlistment codes. If somebody uh, leaves the military, there's these different codes, and the highest one, RER1, means you're fully eligible and you're a preferred. They really want you to come back. And 4 is ineligible. And RE3 isn't eligible unless a waiver is granted. So that is for people who refuse to leave and then they kick them out under this big argument. But they would still be eligible for their notary license renewal within 1 year of discharge, as long as it's not dishonorable discharge. So here's just an example on the bottom of what's called a DD 214. This is a little screenshot of mine. I had an RER1 after 8 years of honorable service. And LBK means he just left at the end of the contract. So you have to do contracts with the military. So yeah, anybody discharged other than dishonorable is still able to renew their notary license after, within 1 year after discharge. Now, update number 2 is reappointment process, Executive Law 131. The key changes, it now clarifies reappointments now go directly to the Secretary of State, not the county clerk. And we were already doing that in the 23 law, but in some places they didn't update the paragraphs, so it confused everybody, and I got constant calls. They're like, how do I renew with my county? And you can't renew with the county anymore. The state will update the county and send them $20 down out of the 60, and then the county will will have your digital signature on file there. You do it all digitally now, much smoother. Other small updates, minor wording fixes for clarity, not worth mentioning here. Better vocabulary. Got rid of some typos. And the electronic notarization rules, remote online notary, basically the same. Um, the fees and disqualifications, powers, and professional conduct are all unchanged. And I just want to remind you, no practicing law, no phone notarizings. You must see the person. And that's even online. You have to see them in remote online notary, electronic notarization as well. So what stayed exactly the same, which is the most important stuff, it's still a $60 application fee and renewal fee every 4 years. You must pass the exam with a 70%. Unless you're an attorney or court clerks, they don't have to take the exam. They're pre-qualified. They still have to pay the $60 and application fee. Personal appearance is required, and you can't do people over the phone or without seeing the person. You cannot give legal advice or prepare legal documents. The county clerk's records and authentication are all updated, and the penalties for misconduct are all the same, which is, by the way, a Class A misdemeanor, discussed over and over and over in the exam prep. Okay, so basically, the tips for you folks today, the outtake of this is keep good records for 10 years in your journal. The 2023 law book uh, mandated that we start keeping a journal, a logbook for 10 years. And when in doubt, ask the Department of State if you can get them. If you're going to talk to the Department of State, I highly recommend you send them an email on their contact form and be professional. You know, your signature is trusted. Notary Publics went through a background check and took a tough exam and passed, and you guys have a lot of respect out there from society in general, your coworkers, your neighbors, and your family, and especially the boss. So to get a free PDF copy of the 26 Notary Law Booklet emailed to you, simply email your request to info@notaryeverything.com. We're only accepting email. Don't call us, because when we have to get your email over the phone, um, it's very cumbersome and a lot of errors, and we'd rather just reply to your email request. And that way, Google knows it's not spam when we reply to. A lot of people mark spam when we email things because they don't recognize it. So we appreciate if you send us an email, and then we can just attach that and reply to it for your convenience. And for those of you that are in the course now, don't worry, it's already in there for your download to update. So, yeah, as promised, this is a pretty quick video. Nothing to worry about here. For those of you who are studying for the basic notary licensing, we have self-paced online exam prep classes for only $77 if you're not already in there. Less than 1% repeat after over 70,000 students. And B, for those of you who are already licensed and want to upgrade to remote online or RON, also referred to in the exam as electronic notary in New York, we have detailed online course with no additional state exam. This course is only $78, and we hook you up with the #1 remote online notary software licensing platform that New York State accepts, because when you get this license, you have to show them an example and disclose what software they're using. The state does not recommend any software, probably trying to avoid a conflict of interest. So, as usual, for any of the things we discuss, visit our website, how to become a notary in ny.com. Get your supplies there. If you didn't get your journal you're required to keep for 10 years, get it. We have these beautiful wall displays, 8 by 11. And as usual, subscribe, like, comment, and share. It doesn't cost you anything. Appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.
www.notaryeverything.com. Every office needs a notary public. Doesn't yours? Award-winning online self-paced fast-paced NY State Notary Licensing Exam Prep. This is an amazing resume turbo booster. Increase respect from your employer or job interviewer. Get respect from coworkers, family, and friends. More and more employers want this on your resume. A notary license gets your resume on top of the interview list. Many people do this as an extra income gig. See the testimonials and social proof. Become the winner in your office by becoming a Notary Public today. Get free membership in the NYS Notary Association. www.howtobecomeanotary.ny.com. Call 347-427-9091 for more info.